Well, it's been a while, but we are back. Welcome to the latest Rob and Blakey Commentary Box podcast. We are still loud and clear on Welsh football. I'm still the former BBC Wales football correspondent. I'm Rob Phillips, and alongside me, as usual, the former Wales International and Premier League player Nathan Blake. Another year older, but how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Rob. Not too bad. How are you? You back from your...
Well, guess where I've been? Can you tell where I've been?
Are you looking at your stomach?
Is it a bit of a giveaway? Yeah, well, I did eat a lot in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, there we are. I'll give it away.
Oh, you've given it away, yeah.
Yeah, so Australia for a month, absolutely fantastic. I could bore you silly with stories from Oz, but I won't because we've got loads to catch up
Did
on.
you eat any of that stuff they eat on Ant and Deck show?
I had oysters, which they don't have on Ant and Deck, but
Yeah, it's an aphrodisiac, isn't it?
so, funny enough, somebody said that to me.
Oh, well, yeah, you got to know these things.
Not that I need that.
Yeah.
Anyway, the oysters were brilliant. Well worth it. And yeah, fantastic time. But loads to catch up on. Some things haven't changed, of course. We're still speaking to you from the University of South Wales Atrium in Cardiff. And we're brought to you with the valued and huge support of the journalism and media courses. Hope you enjoyed the best of series that we put out over Christmas and New Year. If you haven't seen or heard it yet, it's available on all the usual outlets. Look for us on Instagram, X, Blue Sky, Threads. Watch us on YouTube and get us on all the usual places you get your podcast, including Spotify. So we're into February. The window is shut. So we're going to have a look at what shape the clubs are in. I've been watching from afar. But what I did notice, Nathan Blake, was that while I was away, thanks to 2 injury time goals at Queen's Park Rangers, Wrexham moved into the top 6 of the Championship. Why is that significant, do we think?
I would say because... I don't know. You tell me why.
Well, I'll spare your blushes.
Yeah.
You predicted top 6 for Wrexham at the start of the season.
I did, yeah. And I think, how many people were laughing at me? Haven't we got emails where people wrote in and said, like is Blakey lost the plot or what?
I don't think it was emails, but I think there were plenty who thought
there was
you were
plenty
being a little bit over the top on.
Yeah.
But
yeah. How you like me now? How you like me now?
But they've sort of built into the season, and
yeah, listen. When you were at the start of the season, we said they were like really passive, right? So we knew that was the case. Then it was a case of, you had to understand, it was 11, 12 players that they'd signed, a brand new team, which was going to have to settle down into some sort of rhythm. Although being passive doesn't equate to, a lack of rhythm. That being passive is just an attitude thing, right? You go into a game. But they maybe thought then we're a bit timid because we're not quite sure of one another and what have you, but they've built this resilience, and then building that resilience, they've built like an aggression in their game. And over time, it's just grown and grown. And then what I noticed over the sort of the December period, they either drew or won really significant games. And when I was thinking to myself, if they win today, they'll go into the top 6 and they would draw. But what that draw would do is just keep them outside, just keep them like a point or two outside of the top 6. And then there comes the moment where you think, right, if we can put like a win or 3 wins back to back, then we might leap into there. And that's exactly what happened. And I think they'll only get stronger now. If they fade, it'll be March, April.
Yeah.
And they'll just drop outside. But I'm still confident in my prediction.
I don't see that happening, no.
Well, I'm confident in my prediction that they'll stay in the playoffs. And I wouldn't be surprised. If they go into the playoffs, I think they probably go up.
Yeah.
Because they've, it's habitual.
They've got a great record in playoffs, you'd have to say.
Yeah,
but that was...
Promotion is habitual. You know what I mean? When you've done it and people go, oh, well, it's a different team, but yet it's the character of the club. It's the preparation around everything. We've been here, we've done it, let's do it again. But this is just to go to the elite level. But
so let's have a look at some of their business in the January window. Brought in Zach Viner just a couple of days ago from Bristol City. 200-odd league appearances for Bristol City.
Yeah.
Davis Keylor Dunn, who used to be at Wrexham, gone away, scored goals wherever he's been.
I think he might be a little partnership with Kiefer Moore. I think they might be looking at, because he's a different shape and size, right? He's quicker, smaller, and what have you. I think it's just another option, a striking option. That Parkinson, that when he might be under a bit of pressure, he's got lots of options, isn't he, from the bench with strikers and what have you.
He has, yeah. And Bailey Cadamatri, youngster, he's looked at him before, only 20, signed from Sheffield Wednesday, one for the future.
It's got to be Danny Cadamadri's son, yeah?
Yeah.
Great player Danny was.
So, you're happy with their business?
Yeah, listen, I think they've just... I think people will say, and I haven't seen this because you know me, I'm not a social media buff, but I think people will probably say, oh, if we go to the Premier League, then they're not. Well, listen, when you went to the Championship, you bought a new squad or a new team, basically. And I think if you look at Wrexham and the investors they've got on board, along with their ownership, I think, they wouldn't do the exact same again, but I think you could probably get 7, maybe 8 signings through the door. And, it might take you a little time to adapt, but they've got that toughness about it. You'd be surprised how far that aggression will take you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been relegated a few times last day of the season, like by 1 point or goal difference. I think we got done at Bolton when Everton stayed up and we went down. And, it right to the death it went. Do you know what I mean? And, we weren't, like Bolton, we weren't a massive club. We're a traditionally big club, but we've not got like a 40, 50,000 stadium. But it's difficult. But you don't want to be like this season, right? You don't want to be like my old team Wolves at this stage of the season. Like, absolutely no chance. No. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it must be soul destroying. I've never been in that situation where you're fighting and there's nothing to fight for. Yeah.
Interesting on Wrexham as well as the incomings. I'm a big fan of Phil Parkinson.
Yeah.
His promotions speak for themselves. But he's very adept at letting players go when he's had what he thinks they can give at the club. And they appear to go with... He must have something about him man management-wise, because nobody would want to leave Wrexham. But then, I suppose if you're a player, you'll tell me that you'll want to play. So if you can see there's no future for you at Wrexham. But he's moved, and 1 or 2 significant sort of people have gone. James McLean, notably, gone back to Derry City, where it started.
I like that story as well.
Yeah, I do as well.
And I know a lot of people don't like James, but I like him because...
He's been brilliant for Wrexham.
I just like people who stand for what they believe. That's me, right?
And, it's a really nice story. He's going back to the club where it all started.
Yeah. Come full circle.
Yeah, 103 caps for Republic. And what I noticed was Elliot Lee gone on loan to Doncaster. He's been part of 3 promotions at Wrexham. And he is the one who captured, I think, the essence of Wrexham, where he was telling me about in an interview with Molly Stevens as well. And he was saying, well, you never know at Wrexham because I'm in the physio room having a massage and Will Ferrell walks in. And he said, I was open-eyed. He said, I get a phone call from Ryan Reynolds when I'm about to sign, which is eye-opening anyway. Will Ferrell walks in as if just to say hi. And he said, at Wrexham, the surreal is normal. And I think that has summed up the club as well as anybody. But he's gone and said, well, I don't want to be at a place where I don't feel I'm wanted. But he meant it in that he wanted to play.
Yeah, that's a real thing I understand, but I'm not one of them who sees, I think stars are in the sky, mate. I just think you're an actor, you're a sportsman, you are. They're just normal people, right? But I understand some people get carried away with the fame thing, so I get that. But the way things have been done at Wrexham, while it's been brilliant, what I would say it's been brilliantly ruthless.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't and if you're Phil Parkinson, you can't carry people.
You can't stand still, can you?
You can't carry people. If you stand still, you're going backwards.
Yeah.
Right. You can't carry people, and I always say, right, you've got to be prepared in football to be the most sentimental and then have no sentiment, because that is the game, right? So the fans expect you to absolutely adore this club, play for the shirt, run through brick walls for the manager, do this for the shirt, for the club and everything. And then tomorrow the manager can come and say, I don't want you, don't need you anymore. Get your agent on the phone and tell him you got to be gone in the next 48 hours.
Yeah.
Like, you've moved to the area, your kids are in school, blah, 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 you've really settled in, and then all of a sudden they just turn your life upside down. But it's no good complaining about it. No. That is the game.
And, obviously with Elliot, great signing for Doncaster, I think, Elliot Lee.
Yeah.
Terrific signing on loan. Also got out on loan again, Paul Mullin, legend at the club. Connor Cody only joined in the summer. Ryan Hardy, striker, only joined.
The great thing is all these players will be, they'll always be looked upon as legends of the club. That's what you got to take. Like at Cardiff, like the fans, like when one of the guys just said to me, "Oh, my dad used to watch you."
Well, you are another year older, mate. I did say your birthday was
I was like,
January.
back in the 90s, the fans will always hold you in high esteem. And I think the difference is with Wrexham, and this is what I think the difference with the owners, you do get that sentimental feeling that no matter what, the players will always be brought back. They'll be
welcome back.
Made a big, not just welcome back, but like a Bolton, they do things for the former players.
Yeah.
Right? You get, there's events and evenings you can go. If you're a former player, you're invited to this because you're part of this squad. That's what they don't do it at Cardiff, and I'm not sure if they do it down the road at Swansea. They do. So they do it, but Cardiff, that's one thing I've always said is lacking at Cardiff is, God rest him, like when Witts passed away, I thought there should have been a huge deal made of that, right? Because it was a huge deal and it hurt so many people. And I think they should traditionally have something yearly to commemorate Peter. But maybe, if they listen to this, it's something that they'll get. They have
remembered it, but I know where you're coming from.
Well, they have remembered him, but it's the fans.
And just on Wrexham, finally, when players leave Wrexham, they go with a winning mentality. They bring that to a club that they're going on loan because they've just been successful the last few years, and now Phil Parkinson will hope the winning mentality continues on Saturday because they got Millwall home, who are just above them in the table.
Yeah, Millwall having a hell of a season.
They are.
I mean, I looked early on; they were like towards the bottom, but they're having a hell of a season. A tough game. What I would say is they're probably more evenly matched, so that'll be a proper battle.
Yeah, a battle. I think.
Because Millwall are quite straightforward, right, and they don't change for anybody. We're not going to go, pass out from the back. Because you get caught on the ball and they score. Like those Millwall fans, they'll have you.
They're not happy.
Have your guts. So I think it'll be a hell of a game. Yeah, but I expect Wrexham to come through it.
Okay, Swansea, mid-table. Vito Matos has improved them, hasn't he?
Yeah, most definitely. Settled them down. Even though I was saying, give Sheehan a go, it didn't really work out. Me, I don't call for managers' heads. They replaced him, but Matos, steady, settle things down, right? It doesn't seem to be this this frying pan to the fire sort of madness going on. That seems a lot more calmness within the fan base as well.
Yeah.
So it shows though when fans don't like. I don't think they were ever convinced by Alan Sheehan.
No.
Right, and when they're not convinced, it's difficult. You've got to do something.
I think it's important. Matos has sorted out the home form.
Yeah.
Which is always big because as much as it's great if you're winning away, and that's where Swansea.
Yeah,
well, they
your
did
home form
win at Watford.
You got 20,000 in the stadium to watch you play. Yeah.
Quite. And they've been in the transfer window. Joel Ward, I think, a really good signing from Palace.
Yeah.
Was he 36? 13 years at Palace.
Yeah, great player, great servant. That's probably at a championship club. That's probably 4 years beyond where I would go.
I think he's 36. I might be doing. Yeah, he is 36.
He is 36,
but he brings a vast amount of experience. Premier League and
brilliant.
Yeah, and Gustavo Nuves on loan from Brentford. Played a few games for Brentford in the Premier League.
I've not seen him play, to be honest.
No, I haven't either. Brazilian guy. And the one they're really excited about, I think, is Leo Valter from Sirius in Sweden. He's a 22-year-old Finland international, loan with a view to a permanent deal.
Those are the ones I like.
Yeah.
The possible, you can go and end up doing greatness for the club, or you sell them for 30-40 million quid in a year or two's time. Those are the potentials I like. You've got to have your experienced heads as well, but I quite like that signing. Just see how it turns out, because I always say is what fans have to understand, and they do, but then after a couple of games they lose their patience. It sometimes takes a long time. Some people settle really quickly. Some people, it takes longer to settle in. But settling in, it's not just about your football. It's about your home life and you know what I mean, your day to day. You've seen it now with the lad at the striker at Everton, the young lad who's
McNeil.
No, young black lad who's taken a while to settle in. Come on, help me out.
Not Beto, the
no,
striker.
not Beto.
Anyway.
Fans don't know what I'm on about, but he started scoring goals now. I forget his name, but he's saying in recent interviews how long it's taken him to settle into football and settle into the area and the lifestyle change and what have you. And I think lots of that, often, if you're coming from a foreign to the UK, I think that gets forgotten. I think people just say, well, you've got loads of money, you've got a beautiful house. If there's no one in it, it's pretty lonely, right? Yeah. So those things need to be taken into account.
Yeah. So Swansea's 16th.
Hold on, Jules. I haven't got my glasses. I just know it. Barry, that's it. Should remember that with Barry Island down the road, right?
That's Jules is Julie Kissick, by the way, our producer.
Yeah. She's holding it up, and she's only 10 yards away. I can't see.
Well, no, that might explain a lot from your career, to be honest.
Mr. Magoo,
this may explain a lot.
Because I used to think you were 6 foot.
They got Sheffield Wednesday on Sunday. 16th. Where are they going to end up? Pull yourself together, will you? Pull yourself together. Can we edit this laughter out? It's just not you laughing.
Oh, keep the laughter, man. Keep the laughter. Listen, the way the world is, we need love and laughter.
Yeah,
sorry,
we do.
John. Sorry,
we
Rob.
do.
What did you say?
No, I'm just trying to run a podcast here. It's the Rob and Blakey Comedy Box podcast, by the way.
And it's got me now. So go on, sorry.
No, the giggles are the worst, I know. Sheffield Wednesday on Sunday. Chance for, because they're in.
Oh, Sheffield Wednesday done. Yeah. I think they're still on -7 or something like that, -5.
So where does Swansea end up, do you think?
Swans?
I think we both said mid-table, lower mid-table, start the season.
I think they could end up around about 10th. I think they... And then what I would say to Swansea and the ownership is make a decision, a serious one. Because you know what the fans want? Right? Fans want success and move forward. Owners might want to make a profit, might want to do it.
Well, they haven't sold Vipotnik in the window, and there was apparently some interest in him.
Yeah, but there'd be uproar. I mean,
I know.
you know,
We've all seen clubs sell their best
yeah,
players
but you know, it's,
inappropriate time.
Yeah, that's if you, I mean, you've just got investors like Snoop and what have you, right? And if you're true to your word, then you're going forward.
Yeah.
You're not a struggling Sheffield Wednesday who needs to get rid of there to service a debt. So that wouldn't make sense.
How many goals can Vipotnik get this season?
If they had wingers who crossed the ball, he'd get probably 35.
Really?
I think. If they had wingers who crossed the ball. But they got their wingers either crossing is poor or they come inside a lot. So I think 15 goals at this stage. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't think I gave him enough credit for the type of player he was. Because I hadn't seen him a lot before we started this podcast, obviously, because I don't do Swansea games. But in watching him since we started this podcast, he's pretty unique. He's one step ahead. He's got great striker movement, great anticipation, and he's nice with it. He's smooth with it. Do you know what I mean?
He's terrific finisher.
He's not a bull.
No, he's not. No.
You know, he's deceptive because you look at him, he's like, big lad, strong, you know, blah, he's all about weight. Actually, he's not really trying to get involved too much with you, but he can pin you. He knows exactly what to do because I've seen him pin and turn and smash, right? But I think, I think I could see him at like an Atalanta or a Bologna or something like that. I could see him in the Italian league, quite, you know, a decent team if Swansea don't build. But that's what I would say. What Swansea got to do is at the end of the season, is make a decision, go forward, and then, you know, make some good signings to push for next season.
Well, Sheffield Wednesday on Sunday. One or two haven't worked out. Manuel Benson gone to Maccabi Haifa. Keelan Casey has gone back to West Ham. And a couple of youngsters, including Bobby Wells, striker, has gone on loan. He's gone to Huddersfield, which brings us to League One. You're listening or watching the Rob and Blakey Commentary Box podcast. We're loud and clear on Welsh football. And it's myself, the former BBC Welsh football correspondent, and Nathan Blake.
Yes, you said that very nicely.
Yeah, oh, well, I am
Nathan
nice to
Blake.
you. You're a mate of mine. League One, Cardiff City.
Yeah.
Some things haven't changed, we said, since I've been away on my odyssey down under. Still top.
Yeah, I watched them at Burton on the weekend. Not a great first half. They couldn't get... Burton were good, to be fair. I think Burton's kind of flipped the script a bit. Because I think...
Well, they've taken 4 points off Cardiff.
Yeah, and I think Cardiff, in the first game at the City Stadium, Cardiff had 80% possession.
They did, yeah.
Ridiculous. So I think Cardiff are expecting them to sit on the edge of the 18-yard box, deep defensively, and okay, we'll play away and we'll see if we can open you up, and then we'll try and deal with a counter-attack. Well, they didn't.
No.
They flipped the script. They went at Cardiff, pressed Cardiff high, played a higher line than what you'd expect, kept the ball really well, and then they had players who could cause them problems with pace and power. And in all honesty, if you watch the highlights right at the very end, they had a great chance to win it.
Are you concerned at all that the pack have, or at least Lincoln have closed the gap?
No, that happens. You know, look at Coventry City. You know what I mean? You don't win titles in January, February, March. You know, these things happen. Remember when we won the league at Cardiff City? It was in January. We were, I think, 8th, 10th, and ended up winning it.
Ridiculous run, yeah.
Yeah. It's that's what it's about. You know, I wouldn't cancel off Wrexham automatic promotion. I wouldn't cancel off Swansea getting into the playoffs. I wouldn't cancel off Cardiff being, 6-8 points ahead by the end of the season.
Yeah,
all those things, all those three things are not maybes. They're strong possibilities for me.
Yeah, they're 8 points ahead of third and 18 points ahead of Luton, who are in 7th, just outside the playoffs. So they're still looking good. They're unbeaten in 9.
Yeah. And let's not forget they're a quality team. They're missing Ruben Caldwell. They're missing Salek, right, who's a big miss.
Yeah.
NG is back in as sort of the number one choice. I think what BBM tried to do on Saturday, he tried to fit Capacchio
in, yeah.
Right, in my opinion. He might say different, but in my opinion, he tried to fit him in at that left back because of his pace and power. But I love Bagan, see. Sweetest left foot, great crosser of the ball, doesn't think twice about putting a beautiful whip ball, like for players like Salek to feed on, right?
I would contend Bagan is their most consistent player this season.
On the almanac, the stats say he is.
Yeah.
He's the numero uno, right? Defensively and
probably
offensively.
Make him player of the season.
I would make him player of the season at the moment.
This is not right.
Yeah. No, I would. People will go with Salek.
Yeah, they
right?
will.
Because he's the goal scorer, right? But I would go consistency every game. I think Bagan's the one.
Yeah,
and
I
think
agree.
What happened then on the weekend was half-time. BBM, love, no buttering up.
We were talking about Phil Parkinson being ruthless. Yeah,
Capacchio,
exactly.
Off you come.
Yeah.
In you go now. Young Capacchio, he's going to have to go some now, right?
Yeah.
Because he's had his rise. Unbelievable. International, higher again. And then, to me, I've seen the drop-off. A couple of, I would say probably back in December. And it was like there was a battle. NG was coming on to shore up games sometimes. And sometimes they would take a packet off. And sometimes BBM would leave him on to give him a more attacking prowess down the right. But what NG's done is say, I'm not done, mate. This is my shirt. That's where competition for places in a club is so important. But Ronan's going to have to go some to get his place back.
Well, now, of course, and you talk about Bagan, they brought in Callum Scanlon from Liverpool on loan, a left back. They brought in the goalkeeper, Harry Tyra from Everton. Let Jack Arnick and Ethan Horvath go.
Yeah.
Are you surprised they only signed 2 in the window?
No, the left back makes perfect sense because going back to my previous story, by trying to fit Capacchio in on Saturday, the balance wasn't right. Right, a right-footed player playing at left back sounds pretty innocuous, but the balance wasn't right. As soon as Bagan come on, the whole thing just shifted back into how it's supposed to be. Cardiff were far better. And you might say, oh, that's not from one player. I'm telling you it is.
It's interesting. I think it happened, if I remember rightly, Mafiko played left side one game at home, got pulled after about half an hour.
Yeah.
That left side has been without Bagan. It's just not the same.
And that's why you bring in another left back, right?
Exactly.
Because if he goes down in the end of February, you've still got 2.5 months to get through, at least probably 15 games to get through, which could decipher whether you go automatic or not, or stay in the playoffs or not. We don't know, but you want that balance. That's in my head. I'm just trying to put myself in the mind of BBM. I'm thinking to myself, well, Bagan's my number one. Now I've created competition for him, so it makes him play at the higher level. And if he does go down, I don't have to fit Capacchio in.
No.
And feel like my team is unbalanced. I got someone who can immediately replace him with a left foot who can do the same sort of thing.
Because, fans always say, we need 4 or 5 players. I might have thought a striker, maybe, or maybe another midfield player, but actually, I'm not. I was talking to someone inside the club, and they said, well, this window's been easy. The manager has been transparent that he needed a goalkeeper because Anik and Horvath weren't in his plans, and the left back was a glaring need. Got it done. I don't think he asked for any more. I think he's got what he's got. And the point I've heard you make, and I totally agree, is that with Salek coming back in the next week or two, with Ruben Colwell coming back in the next week or two, he's already, and Dylan Lawler, still out injured, and they're still top with a bit to spare.
Yeah.
I'm not sure there's need for too much more.
Yeah, well, their bench on Saturday was pretty strong. They had 2 youngsters on there. I would say with the signings they got now, probably those youngsters may struggle to get on the bench.
Yeah.
But you've got then Colwell and Salek the return. That gives you another 2.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be back to having a really strong 11 with a really strong bench, and more importantly, a bench that can impact. Because I listen. If number 9s, what I don't like is what Cardiff have done in the past. All right. Like Vincent Tanner signed checks for players who I could have told him, like, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Right? That's you're wasting money there. But he's been taken advantage of, if you like. What I like about BBM is, there's so many things to credit him for. Right? It's not just the football. It's, for instance, the signings. Most of the managers, or all of the managers previous, have all come in and said, I need 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 in both windows. He's going, well, that's essential, get those in and I'm fine. He culled the squad, load the youngsters through. Well, there's probably 50 million pounds worth of talent he's unearthed for the club, right? So the club and the Vincent Tan should be thinking, like, we are in such a great position now in comparison to where we were because of the decisions that he makes.
Absolutely, yeah.
And he's improved everything. That's why people might say, oh, Blake's like a bit big on BBM. I am. And it'd be the same if it was like what Parky has done at Wrexham. I'm big on those things because I know how difficult it is. It is really extremely difficult to do what he's done with what's upstairs at Cardiff. I think is, like, if he gets top spot in League One, listen, I hope I hope you've sat him down with a plan for both you and him for the next 5 years on getting to the Premier League.
Yeah.
Otherwise, someone else will come and take him.
Well, it's going to be interesting. As I said, they're at Rotherham on Saturday.
I'm doing the game.
Sorry?
I'm
You're
the game.
there, are you?
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. AD Little John, if you're listening. My little boy. Well, not little. My boy. We're going out for a little bite to eat.
Meal in Sheffield or Rotherham?
Down Ecclesall Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to your old home.
I love it down there. We always, like, it's our chance to get together. I love him to bits.
Yeah.
So, yeah, look forward to it.
Excellent. Well, it's been pretty happy listening and
Until
talking
now.
so far. But we must move on to Newport County.
Let me just take a drink.
Yeah. They're still in the bottom 2. Very late one in at Newport. Cole Jarvis from Merthyr was announced well after the deadline, the following day. Versatile striker, midfield player. Came through the Merthyr Academy. They've brought in Sven Sprangler from St Johnson.
Why didn't they go with Twamley?
Well, I don't know. We'll come on to
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you need goals and assists, like, regardless of the history where we've been, like, we've just said about Wrexham signing a player who was once at their club coming back.
Yeah.
Here's
There's
a kid,
no law against it.
and I'm not saying it because we've had him on the podcast. I'm saying it because of his numbers.
Yeah.
Why would you overlook him? There was 2 of them, right? The striker's gone to Forest Green, and there's Lewis Twamley, right, who were tearing it up. Now, if you need goals or assists, forget the lad they signed. Good luck to him. Newport could have signed both of them. What I'm saying is, knowing that I need goals and assists, and a kid who's a goal and assist king, he's like streets ahead, and you will overlook him, even though he's an ex-player. You overlook him and go, that kind of leaves me scratching my head.
I asked for some opinions on the window on X, and Dan on X came back. He thinks Nyakua from Cardiff, Tanatsua Nyakua on loan, said he looks like he's got something potentially.
The winger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. But again, let me just say this. You're not in a position to be getting players in who are not ready to go now.
Right. So Sprangler comes in. Apparently he's the midfield sort of enforcer that I think you and I have.
Well, they don't need it now.
Well, I do think they need it.
I disagree. I think Biggins has done...
Oh, well, no, I'm not arguing how good Biggins has been.
And then you got Smith next to him. And you got, what's his name? My mind is going. Jules.
What about Ryan Delaney coming back?
Massive, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
So
gives them half a chance.
Lewis Jameson, striker from Sacramento. Sean McDonald, he's had an odd window. His contract was up at the start of January, and then Nick Zanev goes to Huddersfield.
That's a great move, by the way.
Great move. And he's back now.
Yeah, because Zanev really didn't do nothing wrong back when to play for his country.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me ask you this then. Cameron Antwi gone. James Clark retired, and I think we should pay tribute to James Clark. I think he's been terrific servant for Newport.
Yeah, he's been good, yeah.
Centre back.
Yeah.
Are they...
I mean, I wouldn't pull out the trumpets or anything like that.
No, but he's been
good. But
yeah, he has.
Let's not go like... It's not like... He's been good servant. And
and
to him.
Kai Whitmore released, which I find a little bit confusing, but there we are.
Yeah, it's how you look at it with Kai. Like, I like him. I always say, like, you know, you don't want to be sat on the horse going, come on, giddy up. You want to be reining him, saying, slow down, don't you?
All right,
do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Kai has that aggression which spills over.
Yeah.
He's, one step away from a booking all the time, which then puts you on the back foot a bit because then he doesn't know how to slow down, although he didn't get loads of red cards, but he doesn't know how to slow down then. So you end up having to take him off and stuff like that. But anyone who's got too much aggression is better than not enough aggression. All you got to do is chisel it and curb it a bit. But for me, I don't know, but judging from the outside looking in, he's a player that I would like to keep. And the only reason I wouldn't keep him is if me and him had had words or, I'd be surprised if they thought he wasn't good enough for League Two then. Because I think he is good enough for League Two.
So Dan makes the point, coming out of the window with less quality and overall depth. He was saying this before the arrival.
Because players like Antwi,
of Cole Jarvis,
you want to keep. Right? Yeah, but I mean, you're screwing up your face, but he's done some, we're talking about Newport, League Two, bottom of, lowest budget, right? I don't know what people are...
Actually did enough.
But what do you expect? That's what happens when you get players at League Two on the lowest budget.
Yeah.
They're not consistently going to be great. Now, what I would say is he's better this season than he was last season, Antwi. And he played him... He got last season he played more in a 6y kind of holding position. He was playing more advanced, which suited him better for me, and he got himself a few goals. And at Gillingham, he scored a cracking goal at Gillingham. My point is, I don't want to be trying to change the game, and it's no disrespect to the Welsh League players, but I don't want to be trying to change the game to win it and bringing on a Welsh League player. I'd rather bring on an Antwi. My point is, I'm surprised. I don't think Newport are in a position where they're wheeling and dealing.
Are they in a better position now
with the squad?
No,
I don't think so. Actually, the team does look better.
Dan on Twitter, as I said,
Delaney and Biggins, and I know some fans gave Biggins because he's come from Shrewsbury, but I always say you don't know the circumstances. No. He might have fallen out with the manager, right, and that's why he's not on the team. But you can see he's a very good player.
Yeah, I've seen some Shrewsbury fans saying, "Why would you give him to?"
He's a good player and a rival, relegation rival. Yeah.
Dan says, coming out the window with less quality and overall depth when we're in this position is almost like a sabotage that we're resigned to relegation. I
don't agree with that, Dan.
Hugh Jenkins would push back.
I don't
on that.
agree that your squad is worse now. It's better. I'm just saying I think certain players I would have kept and added to because I need that quality that they don't give me a consistency, but I need that sort of. I'd rather have a lad who's got 50 league games than a lad who hasn't got any.
Right.
In a relegation battle.
And Newport got Grimsby on Saturday. Every game is big.
And Grimsby are a good team.
Yeah.
That'll be difficult.
It will be.
I mean, they come off the back of a draw and then Newport won. And like, I thought, Chesterfield. I thought, done a Gillingham game just before that. I thought, right, the new signing.
You can see signs of improvement.
Not signs. They were
better.
much improved.
Yeah.
Rob, like, my sentiment before the window was, like, you're tripping, they're gone.
So can they stay up?
Yeah, they got a better chance now than what they did have.
Okay.
All right. And like Harrogate, Shrewsbury, Bristol Rovers, they're all much of a muchness, right? But
bad defeat at Bristol.
Oh man, it's like, come on. Like, you can lose, right? But like, I didn't go to the game obviously, but I've spoken to people who did. It's the way you lose. You can't be losing like that against a bitter rival when there's so much at stake.
So let me tell you about this one then. Merthyr, still in the top 3 of the National League North, slipped a bit lately, 3 defeats on the bounce. 5 points above Kidderminster, who've got a couple of games in hand over them. Of course, they lost Ricardo Rees to Forest Green at the start of the window. They lost Cole Jarvis yesterday. Banking on Matos got in touch with me when I asked for people's views on the window. He said, 24 hours ago, it was a little underwhelming. As of right now, absolutely fantastic. And he says that because they signed 3 players on deadline day. Jordan Garrick, Keeban Rai.
Oh, yeah, the striker.
The striker, and Maddox, whose first name escapes me at the moment, but I will tell you what it is now. And
Danny?
He was saying that, no, I'll tell you what it is now, because I've got it here. Where is it? Jacob Maddox, midfield player from Yeovil, England aged under 20s international, as was. Keeban Rai, you remember, from Newport. I always thought he had something about him. Jordan Garrick, ex-Swansea, has been in St. Pat's. So anyway, Dan on Twitter was saying much better when he saw those 3 coming in. Just the boost we needed. They're brilliant additions as we push towards the business end. Just the boost we needed as we were looking a bit thin on numbers. Credit to Paul Michael for waiting. An hour later, when the news that Cole Jarvis has joined Newport, he says, "Can I now caveat this by Newport signing Cole Jarvis has brought me back down to earth." So Newport fans, I think, can take a bit of heart from that he's really rated. But Merthyr are still defying all the odds, aren't they, to be where they are?
Yeah, I think good signing for Newport, because I think if you're going to go low, like conference and what have you, north and south is probably as low as you should go. But great for Merthyr that you're attracting clubs who want your players in the Football League.
Yeah,
absolutely. You could find yourselves in the Football League in the next couple of months.
Well, no, next few years, you mean?
Oh,
the players or Merthyr?
Well, Merthyr
National League
North.
So,
a couple of
couple of years.
Say a year.
2 years.
Yeah. So you could find yourself in the Football League in a year or so yourself. But at the moment, yes. When have you ever? We've never really spoke about, even like before podcasting, spoke about Merthyr players going up. Usually they go sideways, or across or down, so lots of good things. I mean, it's a negative for Merthyr and what they're doing, but they have brought in 3 players.
But they accept that as well.
But it is a massive positive in the sense that your environment, your culture, your club is on an upward trajectory, because you're now producing players that Football League clubs are coming and sniffing around or trying to take. So that's a big thing.
Okay, finally on transfers,
bit of finance as well.
Yeah, Harry Wilson didn't move from Fulham.
Yeah, you're not going to move in January when you're
No.
out of contract at the end of the
Where
season.
does he go at the end of the season, do you think?
World's his oyster.
Or
Rob.
does it depend where Marcos Silva goes at the end of the season?
No, I don't think any player like goes where the manager goes. It's son of. I've never heard of that one before. Where like,
Well, hang on. Neil Warner kept signing Sol Bamba.
yeah, you and I
Bless
know
him.
that's a totally different scenario.
No, I know what you're
So
saying.
that's
I know
not.
what you're saying.
That's
Yeah, but the
I'll let
world-
you explain that one.
Europe is going to be his oyster, isn't it?
I think listen. If I was Jason Wilcox at Man United, I'd be looking at him.
Okay.
Because if you offered me, and this is just a comparison, but you offered me Harry or the lad they signed from Chelsea, what's your boy's name?
Well,
Plays number 7.
yeah.
My mind is gone.
Yeah, my mind is gone now as well. Why do you keep throwing these things
I don't know. What's
at
his
me?
name?
It'll come to me. Mount, yeah, Mason Mount.
Mason Mount. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you offered me those two, I'd take Harry all day.
Okay.
A consistency, that and a free kick dead ball specialist, and just his brain, like probably the maturity. Marco Silva, I think, summed it up best when he said he's not doing anything different to what he always does. He always puts effort in. He always like team member. He always works hard. Sometimes you just mature and these things become easier to you. And I don't think when people go, oh, he's having a purple patch. Hey, for Wales, he's been frightening for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Easily our best player.
By a country mile,
Yeah.
right? And we've had some really good players.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying, oh, he's great and the rest. We've had some brilliant performances over the last couple of years. Your Rodons or whatever, but Harry tops them all.
Yeah, he does.
So for me, he's just now at the consistency level where he can play for any team in Europe. He wouldn't, if he was playing at Barcelona, you wouldn't be going, oh my God, he doesn't fit in. He would fit in anywhere. So
he's going to have plenty of suitors, isn't he?
oh, listen, what I hope for him is that he joins a big club that wins stuff. Because
And before Wales possibly go to the World Cup.
Definitely before Wales go to the World Cup. Don't want that distraction during the World Cup.
Fine.
Yeah, so I hope he gets a massive move. You'll hear the beep, beep, beep when the truck's backing up with his money.
I wonder where you were going then. Honestly, this podcast is getting more and more surreal.
He's
Elliot Lee, the Robin Blakey podcast, where surreal is the normal and memory loss as well.
that comes with your 54th birthday, my friend. I think.
But belated happy birthday.
Thank
I
you,
did
thank
send
you.
you
You
birthday
did,
wishes
you did,
from
you
down
did.
under.
You did.
Greater love hath no man.
Yeah,
for his
absolutely.
brother.
But no,
right.
I think the world's his oyster, Rob. I think like people might say to me, "Oh, he couldn't play for Barcelona." I'm telling you, he could. Rafinha, when he left Leeds, people go, Rafinha.
Yeah. Look at him now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Captain. Frightening. So Inter Milan, AC Milan, Juve. I think he's at. I wouldn't be going mid-table Italian club, and I wouldn't be going mid-table Spanish club. I'd be going top three or four clubs: Spain, Italy. I don't think France, because I still not 100% about the league. I think it's improved, but I still think it's dominated by one club and one other.
Yeah,
it's kind of like what the Premier League was in the 90s, Man United plus.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was like Arsenal or Chelsea or Liverpool, but it was always Man United plus. Newcastle had a little pop for a while. So, I'd like to see him. I know people go, oh, he's Liverpool and whatever like that, but those things go out the window. When you pull the shirt on, you're playing against your opponent. You don't think to yourself, I'm wearing a Man United shirt, so I'm not going to try as hard. You still I want to mangle him. Do you know what I mean? I want to run all over him. So I'd like to see him at the Man United or something like that.
Okay, well, that just about rounds up the transfers. And although it was a quiet window, we've had plenty to talk about.
Yeah,
relatively quiet window.
Yeah.
But and I think we're optimistic for the end of the business end now
For
of
the
the
taps,
season.
yeah.
Yeah. Cymru League, JD Cymru Prem, big news there. Tony Pennock signed a new deal with Haverfordwest. And the Welsh Cup, now here's an interesting one, Nate. 4 Premier clubs went into the quarterfinals. Only 2 survive. Shock 1, 6 times winners Barry lost 2-1 at Phoenix Club Rill, 1879.
Oh, Carl.
Yeah.
I know the boys from the BBC, Carl, and they would be happy with that.
Yeah, he was
He's a
very
real
happy,
boy.
was Carl
Yeah.
Roberts. Led through Ollie Hulbert, Mo Ali and Archie Jones scored the goals which saw Rill through. Then Shock 2, Bangor 1876 of the third tier, beat Cymru League Southside Caerhili 3-1. Kai Powell, Corrick McGonigal sandwiched a Daniel Smith goal before Dylan Summers sealed.
Dylan Summers, I wonder if he's any relation to Chris Summers.
Summers Jones, he is, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sealed the win. Flint Town beat third tier club Triadir Bay, who knocked out Newport City, if you remember, up in Anglesey, with goals from Darren Stevenson, Ben Wynn and Ben Hughes. And in the All Cymru Premier tie, Carnarvon Town saw off Colwyn Bay 4-1.
So that's not an upset, no? But
No.
Yeah, there's a couple of shocks in there,
Yeah.
no? Big shocks.
Yeah, Ewan Lewis, Sean Bradley, either side of the break. Louis Robles hit back, Daniel Gossett and Zach Clark ensured progress, which means that the last 4 are all North Wales clubs. And the final in April is at Rodney Parade in Newport.
Should we go?
Well, yeah, I'm sure we should go, yeah.
Yeah, let's go and have a look at that. I love the Welsh Cup.
Okay, so, well, yeah, as a former winner, of course. But
Double winner.
it's twice former winner, yeah. Okay. So, the question is being asked now, well, should it be changed to a North Wales venue? Now, I've made some inquiries about this. No money has said it won't be.
It falls where it falls, doesn't it? It falls where it falls. I understand, I understand probably what fans are thinking. Like, it'd be much easier if it's 2 North Wales clubs. But if it was 2 South Wales clubs and you were in Wrexham, you wouldn't be saying, should we change it? Or they might, but it wouldn't be. It's just the way it falls sometimes.
Yeah, I think Kairos would be ideal, but I think there are concerns over how many games are played on that pitch. And to be fair to the
it's Wales, and
it's Wales,
come on.
Nobody says Man City against Man U shouldn't be at Wembley if it's a final. But also, I will say this to the FAW. They've been trying to enhance the status of the Welsh Cup by putting events around it. And to do that, you've got to make a decision early on where the ground is. You can't just book a ground these days.
I reckon it was fixed against those North Wales.
No. So, hey, well, listen, you never know with the FAW. Anything might happen. But actually, I can see
I can see the logic in what fans are saying,
Yeah.
but that's not the way draws are done, right? It's not done like that.
No, and we know because we did the draw.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If it was at the Millennium Stadium, would they be saying that? They'd probably be thinking, no, it's our chance to play.
No, and I'm
on
sure
it.
there's some people from those clubs who are saying, love a day out.
And you know what
love a
fans
day
are
out
like.
in the
Fans
south.
love to travel.
Yeah, quite.
exactly. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it gives like people from the south an opportunity to go and watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, like if it was in North Wales, I probably wouldn't be saying to you, should we go and watch it? Because of the trek it's going to do, and it's like hours. But
I do like the fact that the FAW are looking to play in the bigger stadiums. It would be easy to say, and Newtown's a lovely venue. But there is something about the 4 bigger stadiums, the Kairos, the Rodney Parade, which is ideal, I think, for that.
Yeah,
Cardiff
was it
City Stadium,
8,500?
Swansea. Yeah, exactly. It's just ideal.
8,500. So you don't get lost in there.
No.
If you get 2,000-3,000 in there, it's a good atmosphere.
So we shall see.
I look forward to it.
Adran League, Cardiff point ahead of Wrexham. Bluebirds won 4-0 at Aberystwyth. Wrexham beat Barry United 6-1. Another big defeat for Pontypridd United. They lost 8-0 to
that again.
TNS.
I mean, I know it's only haven't been in existence long, but I think the Adran needs improving.
Yeah, well, it's as you say, hasn't been around too long.
Yeah, but I think there's standards in there that if you're looking to be taken seriously as a league, like...
Well, I think Wrexham have improved it because they brought in a good coach and...
Yeah, but I'm talking...
They put an investment into the women's
I'm talking
side.
throughout, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a certain level of professionalism, if you like, that has got to be adopted if you want people to take you seriously.
Yeah.
And if you want to attract people, I mean, because I know there's friends of mine. I watch the women's football quite regular, but there's friends of mine who just can't get with it. But then when you see standards, which I think are quite low or poor, then that gives people a chance to throw rocks at you. So, you know.
Yeah. I think there's...
Just say, like, come
no money is
come on.
committed to developing the women's league.
Like, my thing is as well, if you don't say it, people just, like, FA just mosey along like everything's rosy. But you've got to keep chasing to raise the standard, the professionalism of it, because it's better for everybody.
Well, I'm sure you can ask No Money that.
Yeah. Well, what kind of
Swansea City's
investment
game
they
at
got
Britain Ferry Clansell was postponed, a waterlogged pitch. While we've been away, one or two things I do want to mention very briefly. Terry Yorath passed away.
Yeah.
I know I think you were around.
Yeah, I done some stuff for BBC on it. Yeah.
Yeah. To me, he was a brilliant captain of Wales, and he was the one who, in my lifetime, of course, he was part of the '76 side, who got to what was then called the quarterfinal of the European Championships. Wasn't quite like it is now, but actually, in the early '90s, when the Romania game and all that, they were packing up the Arms Park as it was then.
Yeah, I was into 21 then.
Yeah, and it was a vibrant time for
it was a brilliant
the Welsh
atmosphere.
national team.
We used to travel places like Cyprus. I remember we both won, and like we were allowed to go out with the first team. But yeah, it was like a transition back to be taken seriously again. And then
I think
it was Bob. I think it was Smith, Mike Smith came in
afterwards,
for a game or two.
As I recall, somebody will put me right, I'm sure, they had a meeting.
And our lads never took that serious.
They should never have got rid of Terry Yorath anyway.
No. That was the word on the street.
Yeah.
And inside the camp. And then I think
Tosh came in. No,
Tosh one game.
Yeah.
And then it was after that. It was Smith.
Then it was Smith. No, it was Tosh, then Smith.
Yeah, because they both done really short stints, right? Tosh done a game.
As I recall, the story was that they had a meeting, Mike Smith was advising them, and as I said, someone will correct me if I'm wrong, they had a meeting to decide who should be the next manager, and he ended up boss. So
I think I remember travelling over to, I think myself and Glyn Hodges, I think we were training in Aberystwyth or something like that. It was definitely North Wales. And I remember myself and Glyn Hodges, I was at Sheffield at the time, we travelled over. And I'm sure Mike Smith come on the training pitch in slippers. And that was...
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a bit different.
That was kind of like any kudos you had, like just...
Yeah.
It just became the running joke. Like.
But I personally want to say, I was really hit by Terry Yorath's departure because I ghosted his column on a newspaper for a long time. Got very close to him. He overcame personal and sporting tragedy. So
he's good. Yeah.
Thinking of Gabby and the rest of the family, etc. Condolences also go to friends and family and all at Adran League after their striker Johan Evans passed away at just 25.
25, baby, man.
Yeah.
Like that's I mean when you see like in the news stuff like that, it's just like, I got like 23, 26, 28-year-old myself. Like I just don't know how you get up and carry on next day.
Puts football into perspective.
Yeah.
And I also want to mention, because you'll know about this, the Newport County fan, Ollie Allen, who died recently, aged just 23.
Yeah, again, a baby.
7,000 miles he travelled last season. He used to sit by the press box.
Yeah.
And
good kid.
Lovely tribute to him in the Chesterfield game. I heard
you.
and Carl Roberts, and when the fans of both sides came together.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. I love that.
Familiar voice on the 1912's Exiles podcast as well. So
Baby
he'll be
though,
much
Rob.
missed. Yeah.
Like two kids we're talking about as a parent, and like I say,
quite. I know.
Condolences to their families, but that's probably, I don't know if I could recover that one.
No, really tough. So condolences
Absolutely,
all around.
Absolutely.
On a happier note, the FAW were 150.
I seen them all posing for their photograph.
Yeah, they went up to the Wednesday where it was formed. And
diversity looked great.
Diversity
looked great.
Okay. But they've survived 150 years.
Yeah, diversity looked great.
All right, okay, we'll leave it there then.
Yeah.
You don't want to wish them happy birthday, the FAW?
Happy birthday.
Okay, there we go.
Really? Coming from me?
Well, yeah,
you know the ins and outs.
You've had your ups and downs.
Listen, it's more than ups and downs. You know the ins and outs,
I
right?
do, yeah.
Right, so, yeah.
But anyway, we've got to note it.
Yeah.
And that is just about it. I think we've covered virtually everything.
It's nice for you to be back.
Well, and it's great to be back.
I mean, can you get some of those Australian pictures up on our...
No, I don't think people want to see my...
Jules is all over it.
All right.
Why not?
So we
got that great one with the crocodile coming out of the water and the geese are like backing up. Like, what is that about? Why do people take those kind of risks?
Well, yeah.
If he tripped, that's all I kept thinking to myself is when he's backing up with the meat.
So just to explain, I went to Steve Irwin's Zoo outside Brisbane. And they have this thing where they put a crocodile. They've got like an amphitheatre.
Yeah.
And they have a crocodile in a pool. And these two guys will tempt the crocodile onto the land and make sure they feed it a bit of fish before he gets too close.
But he was walking backwards, and I was thinking,
Oh, he only had to slip
and
over.
look how quickly they move. Right, if you slip, it's like, oh, I don't know.
But anyway, enough of that. I thought we won't mention Australia again, right?
Yeah.
Well, not every week.
All right, good.
Okay. It's been brilliant. Great to be back. Tell everybody about where we are. We're on X, Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, and wherever you get your normal podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, whatever. And we're back next week with another edition of the Rob and Blakey Commentary Box podcast. And you know the score. We're loud and clear on Welsh football.